Opal Lee was born in Texas in 1926, and when she was just 12 years old, a white mob attacked and burned down her home on Juneteenth. And this was a defining moment of her life and helped her recognize Juneteenth not just as a celebration, but also an important social movement. After spending a life as an educator and a counselor, when she retired, she started organizing Juneteenth celebrations in Fort Worth, Texas, and she co-founded a Black Historical and Genealogical Society. One of the goals of this organization was to get Juneteenth to be a federal holiday, and Opal Lee famously and uniquely came up with the idea of organizing a symbolic walk from Fort Worth, Texas to the White House. And after decades of advocacy, she was finally successful when under President Biden, Juneteenth became a federal holiday. One of the obstacles that Opal Lee had to face is just the sheer amount of time that it took for her campaign to be successful. After spending decades advocating for Juneteenth to be a federal holiday without a foreseeable end, it was probably very difficult to keep going at times. But one way that she overcame this is just from sheer determination and willpower and faith in her goals. She once said that she had no doubt that Juneteenth would become a federal holiday, but that her goal was that it became a federal holiday just within her own lifetime. So now that Juneteenth is a federal holiday, there are a few challenges and things we want to keep in mind moving forward. Number one, we want to preserve the essence of the holiday. As we've seen with other holidays surrounding Black racial justice and figures in Black history like Martin Luther King Jr. Day, oftentimes the legacy of these figures will become whitewashed over time. For Martin Luther King Jr. specifically, no one ever really talks about the radical racial justice perspectives that he had or his perspectives around economic justice and socialism, but in schools we often just learn of MLK as this happy-go-lucky figure that makes him more palatable to the masses. But that cannot happen with Juneteenth, which is a holiday about enslaved Americans and the freedom that was not given to them hypocritically by these men, the founders of our country, who proclaimed freedom as an essential human right. There are definitely a few key lessons that we can learn from Opal Lee. One of them is no matter how long it takes to achieve a goal, just keep going. Opal Lee spent decades advocating for Juneteenth to be a holiday, but no matter how old she got, she kept pursuing this goal, kept trying to start petitions and meet with presidents to make it happen. In the end, she was successful.
Make yourself a committee of one to change somebody's mind. If people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love.